Hello everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a button interacting system in Unreal Engine 5, and in this case I'm going to turn on and turn off this alarm with this button. But before we start, please like this video and subscribe my channel for more Unreal Engine tutorials. Thank you. Alright, first I'm going to show you some assets that I'm going to use in this tutorial. First one is this button mesh model, and I also have this alarm post model, and I also have this button pushing animation asset, and I have also created this anim montage from this animation asset, and I also have this alarm sound right here. Okay, now I'm going to create some blueprints for my tutorial. So first here I create a new blueprint class in type of actor, and I name it button underscore BP. Now I open it up, and here first I add a new static mesh, and I name it button, and here I insert my button static mesh, but right now as you can see scale is too big, so I decrease it to 0.1, and I also add a new box collision for interaction area. Okay, and I scale it up a little to cover a space surrounding this button mesh. Alright, now I close this blueprint, and here I create another blueprint class in type of actor again, and here I name it alarm underscore BP, and again here I add a new static mesh, and I name it alarm, and I here insert my alarm post mesh model, and I decrease scale to 0.5, and here I also add a new scene component and place it here exactly, and I'm going to use location of this scene component for playing my alarm sound. Okay, now I compile and close this alarm blueprint. Now I'm going to create a new blueprint interface. So here inside content browser I right click, and from blueprint section I select this blueprint interface, and I name it alarm dash interface, and now I open it up, and by default I have a new function here, and now I name it interact, and I also create another function here, and I name it alarm on, for example. Okay, now I compile and close this blueprint interface, and now I should implement this blueprint interface inside my button blueprint, my alarm blueprint, and also my character blueprint. So first I open up my button blueprint, and from class setting here in interface section I add this interface blueprint that I created in this section, implemented interfaces. I hit this add icon, and here I search for alarm dash interface. Now I compile and close this blueprint. Now I open up my alarm blueprint, and I repeat same process for this blueprint. From class setting, implemented interfaces, I hit this add icon, and I search for alarm interface. Alright, now I should implement this blueprint interface into my character blueprint, which in this case it is BP underscore third person character. So again, in class settings, from implemented interface section, I search for my alarm interface. Okay, now here I add an input key, for example E button. I search for E key, and here I insert E button, and now from here I drag a node and search for each loop. Alright, and from here I drag a node and search for get overlapping actors. And for class filter input, I insert my button blueprint, which is button underscore BP. Okay, and now from here I drag a node and search for does object implemented interface. And from this boolean return value I drag a node and search for a branch node, and I connect it here. And now I drag a node from here, and here I search for my interact event message, which is actually a message to interact function inside my blueprint interface, and I connect it here. Okay, and I also want to add some animation to my character for interacting. So first here I drag and drop my character movement component, and here I drag a node and search for disable movement, and I connect it to here. Now I drag and drop my mesh component here, and now I search for play montage. Okay, and here I insert button pushing anim montage, and I also increase play rate to 1.5. and again from character movement component I drag a node and search for set movement mode, because I want to re-enable my movement after this play montage is played, and I should connect this to uncompleted execution pin. And here I set movement to walking, and here I also should insert my blueprint interface that I have created, which is alarm interface. Okay, alright, now I compile and close my character blueprint, and now I open up my button blueprint, and inside my button blueprint, first here inside interface section I double click on this interact event, and here I drag a node and search for get all actors of class, and here I search for my alarm blueprint, and from here I drag a node and search for get a copy, and from here I search for alarm run message, alarm on message. which is a message to alarm on function from my blueprint interface, and I connect it here. Alright, now I compile and close this button blueprint. Now I open up my alarm blueprint, and here from interface section I double click on this alarm on event, and now here I drag a node and search for flip flop node. Okay, and now here I drag a node and search for a spawn sound and at location. But before this node, here I insert a delay because I want this sound effect play be synchronized with my animation, and here I insert 0.5 second of delay here. Okay, and here in this section I insert my alarm sound, and for location I drag and drop my scene component here, and I search for get actor get word location. Here I search for get word location, and I connect it to here, and I also promote this return value to a variable, and I name it sound ref, which is a reference to my alarm sound. And for this B execution pin, again I drag a node and I add a delay node, and I set duration to 0.5, and now I drag and drop my sound reference, and here I drag a node and search for a stop. Alright, now I compile and close this blueprint. Now I place my alarm blueprint inside my level, just like this. I place it here, and I also place my button blueprint here, and I place it on this wall. Okay, now I run the game, and if I get close to this button and if I press E, my character interacts with this button, and as you can see, this alarm is on, and if I press it again, the alarm will stop playing. Alright, if this tutorial was useful for you, please like this video and subscribe my channel. Thank you.